In this video you're going to see how to wrap extreme angles on vehicles. And they can be found on fenders in this case, or on doors. You can find it on a lot of vans. And especially where you're going to find the most tension is right there at the angle at the top, on the corner. Because again, the material is attracted to corners just like gravity. The material wants to go right to those corners. And you can see it right there. Run a finger. And again, the problem often when you get a lot of wrinkles is either working to the corners or treating this whole side like it's flat and not paying attention to the wrinkle. And you'll see on a lot of vehicles, you see these really big wrinkles right there on this steep angle. And again, hard to avoid if you're not using the right technique. So what I want to show is here, even look at how the manufacturer created this fender. Is they made a huge gap. It went from flat, and on the corner they made this big space there, because if they would have tried to make that flat, there would have been wrinkles in the metal. Same thing with material. So you really want to pay attention to that. So what you don't want to do when you're wrapping these to avoid those is either just throw the wrinkles on like the first demonstration, or in this case, grab a heat gun or a torch and heat the film up and really stretch it around. Not only just this angle, but also the corner. So you heat the film up and then you pull the film nice and tight. And again, what this can do though is make the wrap look really good for short term, because again, with air egress and repositionable technology, on the corner you see the materials kind of bunching up. So again, whip it around the corner, tighten it up with a squeegee or a finger, and then on this angle here is heat it up and just pull it around the top angle there. The problem with this approach is, even though the corner right now looks great and the material now is being squeegeed, let's say, into the back side here, is that the material easily got overstretched right here because heat was added, and then it was really stretched onto the critical areas, the angle and the corner. And then here on the section here is more wrinkles there. So instead of working it out with technique or a different approach, more heat is added and then the material is stretched even more. So again, especially even with matte film, you can start to get to discoloring it or change of hue. But the biggest thing is, even though this looks good now, within a day or a week this is going to start to peel and fail because it got overstretched. So again, this is a really poor way to approach these type of angles, because what will happen is a client will come back in a week or two with complaints that the material is starting to fail. So again, never use this approach because it's overstretching. So again, don't just throw the wrinkles on there, but also don't overstretch it, because this is the incorrect way to approach it. So here you're going to see different ways to approach it for both full print and single color film. Now for full print film, again, full print film, you're trying to get the material just onto the front side of the vehicle, the face of the vehicle. Don't need to really wrap it too far on the inside of the vehicle. So in this case, cut on the empty side, which is the trunk side, run the finger to get the material around, and just read the wrinkles. And the wrinkles are right there on the corner. So instead of treating the whole side like it's flat, pop open the trunk, in this case, so you get access to those area there. And what you want to do is, in this case, again, see those 3 lines I made with the pen before, I'm going to use that as a guideline to make relief cuts. So again, I see the tension there, and I see 2 big wrinkles. So right in the middle of either wrinkle, I'm going to make what's called a relief cut. I take it away, and obviously I'm cutting away from the edge so I don't cut the vehicle. And then I just fold the material under. But the trick here is with this type of folding, you can see I just did it just kind of cold. And see how it buckles there in the corner? The biggest thing is you want to come back with the hard part of your squeegee here, because there's not a lot of material to work with. And you want to start high in the relief cut on the bottom section here, fold it under, and then form the film down right there. And you want to use the hard part of your squeegee there because it creates a nice seal. Then work the middle down nice and flat, and then come back to on the top side, squeegee it into the relief cut side. So you get 2 baby relief cuts there, and then you work the material away from the corner so there's no tension. So again, it's extremely durable, no need to use a heat gun there, and you definitely do not overstretch. So for full print, that's a great solution. And just make sure that you make your cuts for the relief cut just around the corner so the client can't see it on the outside. Now for color change, you can do the exact same approach, but again, for color change sometimes you want to wrap a little farther on the inside of the vehicle. And in this case, matte film is being used. So you want to lower the surface, increase the surface energy of the matte film. So you want to clean it with alcohol in this case, just to make sure that the material, once you overlap it, sticks properly to itself. Don't cut away the excess film now on the side of the trunk. Leave the excess film now, because now you got all this material to use to pull with nice tension. If you're using this approach for full print film, the first thing you want to do is the corner. And again, there's videos on the Wrap Institute on how to wrap these corners properly. Once you get the film filmed around the corner, make a relief cut, and then focus again on the angle. What you want to do with the angle is pull the film wide in the triangle shape just to kind of form it around the front, and do it cold, no heat. If you do it cold without heat, the chance of overstretching is 0. Again, read those wrinkles and make 2 relief cuts. One there, just on the other side of one side of the angle, and the other on the top side. So you're making 2. So again, then you form the top pieces over. Nice and easy. Don't want to pull too hard because it can split the film. And now in this case, you want to pull at a 45-degree angle into the relief cut area. And then you want to work the material away from the corner and into that area so there's no tension there. So it's nice and flat. And again, using the contour of the vehicle, but again, working away from the corner and 45 degrees in. This top piece you want to pull nice and firm down. The first time I'm doing it, I'm not going to pull hard enough, and you're going to see a tiny little buckle right there on the corner. So what you want to do is you want to pull with nice firm tension. Not hard, but firm. And see how it flattens out that overlap right there on the corner right there. And now for this top piece again, if you pull straight down, you get a buckle. But if you pick it back up and pull at a 45-degree angle away, it goes down nice and flat. So again, it's all about how you pull and with just enough tension there. But again, you have 2 overlaps there, but what I like about this approach is they're extremely durable, and they blend into the vehicle, and they're symmetrical. So again, cut along the body line for that kind of more full coverage wrap on the inside. But again, this is an extremely durable approach. Yes, you do have overlaps, which is not truly paint, but what I like about it is nice and durable and clean and symmetrical. So again, in most cases, especially for fleet wrap color changes, this is a great technique. Absolutely, because from the outside it looks like paint. Now we're going to get into some more technical ways to wrap this section for color change, which can be a little tricky. Is this one's using knifeless tape and using an overlap idea on the contour. So you start at the angle and then work towards the edge in this case. So you have it nice and clean set up and use the edge of the knifeless tape as your symmetry on the top section here. And you want to have this slightly around the edge of the corner. Really critical there. And then when you're putting it on the main piece on the fender, okay, wrap the film slightly around the corner, pull away the knifeless tape just to the angle there. Really critical. And then you pick up the side on the body. Nice and clean, but don't pull too much right there at the corner. Stop it. Put the knifeless tape again. And this time you want the edge of the knifeless, the string, right on the corner. So the first time it was slightly around the corner on the inside. This time the string is directly on the corner. Really critical there. And then you wrap the inside portion of the fender in this case. So you wrap it to the base there, nice and clean. And again, what I like about this though, there's no tension on this backside. And then the critical now is you're going to wrap the body side, the outside of material, onto the inside now. So you kind of flip it around and it has a nice, good, clean, symmetrical line. Make sure you do the corner first, so just get it formed in place. Give it a kiss of heat just so it relaxes, nice and easy. Then form the corner first on this angle. Then work the overlap, nice and easy. But again, this should get a nice, good, clean, symmetrical line just inside the body on the angle there. So it's again, no tension there. And then once you shut the trunk there, it's extremely durable for the long term, and you'll have no failures on the inside, and it looks on the outside like paint.